Smart marketers know that a lower bounce rate could mean higher engagement and conversions on your website. So in this video, we'll share 12 tips on how to reduce it. But first, what is bounce rate? A bounce rate is the percentage of users who land on your website and decide to leave without going to a second page. So here are our best tips to reduce your bounce rate on your site and increase your sales, conversions, and engagement. Let's get started. Tip number 1 is to provide a better user experience. User experience is the overall feeling of a user while they're interacting with your site. Good user experience is when a user finds a website not only easy to use, but also pleasing. In this video, we'll share other tips which will help you with your user experience. Tip number 2 is to optimize your call to action placement. Most users decide if they like your website and if you can help them in the first couple of seconds. Make sure your primary call to action, such as a lead magnet offer, is above the fold and that it's enticing enough to attract your target audience. As you can see with OptinMonster's call to action to get started, as you scroll down, a floating bar appears, drawing the website visitor's attention to our primary call to action at all times. Tip number 3 is to improve your site's speed. Using a tool such as Google's Page Speed Insights can help you to optimize every landing page on your site. To speed up your site, optimize your images, use a content delivery network, add better caching, and consider switching to a faster hosting provider. Tip number 4 is to perform A/B testing on targeted landing pages. A/B testing can help you to identify the optimum headline or call to action for your website. When you A/B test, you can see how each of them perform and choose accordingly. For your website campaigns, OptinMonster makes it so easy to A/B test. All you have to do is click on the split icon, establish an A/B test. You can name it and press Create Split Test. Once you've created the split test, you can test anything you imagine, such as your headline, even button colors, text colors, and your primary call to action. This way, you can show the higher converting campaign to your website visitors. Number 5 is to use videos to engage your audience. Videos are highly engaging and grab attention more than text or even images. You can use a full screen video as a background or add it to your next call of action. WP Forms uses video to show a synopsis of what you can expect from the software when you get started with WP Forms. An action item for you is to consider what would be engaging video content for your product or service. Would people want to see testimonials? Would they want to see how your product works? And remember, you don't have to have a Hollywood setup to make incredibly engaging video content. Melissa Griffin uses a video background to show off a little bit of her brand's personality. There are many ways to use video to increase engagement and reduce bounce rate. Tip number 6 is to use high-quality images to captivate user attention. Images are another effective tool that you can use to decrease your bounce rate. The reason so many websites use high-quality photographs as full-screen backgrounds is that they have proven to be very effective. Tip number 7 is to let your customers speak for you. Many websites have a testimonial slider, and that's because social proof works. Convert your testimonials into success stories with storytelling elements like audio, video, and illustrations to showcase your clients. People love success stories and they would want to read more. To put this into action, send out an email to your current customers and ask what they like best about your product or service. Then, ask for permission to share that as a testimonial on your website. Pictures can take it a step further for your website's credibility. Tip number 8 is to plan a consistent content strategy. When your readers or audience know that you'll be back time and time again, you'll grow trust with them and incite better readership and engagement on your site. OptinMonster publishes a new article 5 days a week. If you know you want to publish more on your blog but aren't sure how to do it, try Upwork or Fiverr to find content writers for your site. Tip number 9 is to make your site readable. The majority of content on most websites is in text format. Unfortunately, this part of a website's user experience is often the most neglected one. You need to make sure the text on your website is easily readable on all devices. Here's how to make your site readable. Check it out on mobile and make sure it's just as easy to read as it is on a desktop. Use a big enough font. Don't use hard to read fonts. And make sure to use easy to read colors. Tip number 10 is to show your credibility. Consumers are getting smarter every day. This means they go through careful examination of an offer before they make up their minds. Having TrustPulse installed on your site is a great way to show social proof. You can get TrustPulse installed on your website in a matter of minutes, and it will show real activity on your website, such as purchases, signups to your email list, and more. Getting TrustPulse for your website is a great way to add some credibility and encourage the type of actions you want to see on your website, such as purchases. Proudly display glowing reviews of your product or services, and you can showcase endorsements, certifications, industry affiliations, and more. Tip number 11 is to target abandoning users. Despite all your efforts, sometimes a user may still want to leave your website. But with OptinMonster's signature exit intent technology, you can track when the user is about to leave and show them an offer. On any campaign that you create with OptinMonster, you can use the exit intent rule. And once you have it set up, whenever a website visitor is about to leave your site, your campaign will show. That gives website visitors one more chance to give you their contact information so that even if they do decide to leave your site, you can get them started on their customer journey. For your website's exit intent campaign, consider offering a freebie such as a PDF download or a discount. And finally, tip number 12 is to target engaged users. Often engaged users can bounce without taking any action. Again, with OptinMonster's display rules, you can show a campaign to these website visitors based on if they're a new or returning visitor. Depending on what page they're viewing, you can target based on specific interests. For your blog readers, you can show a certain campaign depending on the category your reader is on, or if they've scrolled down a certain percentage on your blog or your website. Essentially, with OptinMonster's display rules, you can target your campaigns depending on the level of engagement or type of engagement your website visitors are displaying. Check out this example from the food blog Erin Lives Whole. The offer on this page is great for those who might be coming just for one recipe. The free PDF download is an ebook of 6 more dessert recipes. Even though your website visitors might be coming just for one recipe or piece of information, they leave on your email list. And remember, growing your email list while reducing your bounce rate is a great equation for a growing, prosperous, web-based business. Get started with OptinMonster today. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and check out more videos that will help you grow your email list and your revenue.